Hi everyone, this is Imam. I'm a long time SolidWorks user. Basically, it was part of the things I was provided with. Part of it. It was not like something I choose, but it was what was available to me at the time. So SolidWorks is an excellent CAD package. There's no doubt about it. It's very intuitive and very user friendly, and I've been using it. Been a long time SolidWorks user. I've used it for various reasons, for various projects. And so all those projects were high level to like very mechanical. If you talk about it, my background, I was mostly doing mechanical stuff, and also some of the stuff it could fall into infrastructure projects, things like that. Civil kind of blending into between civil and mechanical stuff. So I've been using FreeCAD for a few years now. Few years, I would say, and I'm quite impressed with it. To be honest, this is a CAD package which is available to everyone and can easily um, anyone can download and install it on their computer. And this CAD package has impressed me quite a lot. And this is a community-driven, community-developed CAD package available to engineers or anyone who is into modeling, computer modeling, and stuff like that. Specifically, we're talking about solid modeling. So if you're into solid modeling, I mean, there's a latest trend going on with the direct modeling stuff, and which is the newest trend in the solid modeling. But so PCAD could be is more traditional. You can think of it's a blend between many softwares like AutoCAD and um, SolidWorks and stuff like that. I'm also familiar with AutoCAD, but not that much like SolidWorks. Yeah. So today I'm gonna introduce you to FreeCAD, and as a SolidWorks user, if I can do it, you guys also can do it. So everyone should be have a looking at this software at this point in time, since version one is getting better and better with every release, and it has a lot of uniqueness to this of own kind of thinking. So this is the first video, so I'm not gonna talk a lot. I already have talked enough. I guess let's move on. So today in this video, I'm gonna just go through the process of as a mechanical engineer, or as a solid modeler, or someone who is a design engineer. Could be how you're gonna approach parametric modeling in FreeCAD. So I'm gonna not go into deep dive. I'm gonna give you the basic introduction in this video, and then so that just removing the fear of using this software, so and also how to use it correctly. So if you can use this software correctly, then you're going to be getting more confident and more confident building new stuff and more complicated and sophisticated stuff with this software. So let's go on. So since now the solid FreeCAD version 1.1.1 is has been released, and hopefully a new version will come along very soon. You can see the people who are developing this software Africa, and then it has first of all, this is a free software, so the license is very much open, so you don't have to worry about license or using it for commercial or non-commercial or hobby, any kind of projects you can think of. It's all, I guess, because it's a very good license, so you don't have to purchase this or software or anything like that, like other software. You can just go to their website and then download the latest version available. And it's also available Mac, Windows, Linux. I'm using Linux. I've been a long time Linux user, primarily use Linux. Mostly I don't use Windows. I guess it's more stable on Linux than I can't say for sure because I don't use that. I just find it easier to use on Linux. I've used it on Windows as well. So first thing, when you open up FreeCAD, first thing you'll be setting up the FreeCAD. If you say so, customize it to your liking. So here at the top bottom, you can see if you hover the mouse here, so I have currently selected the Blender style of navigation for the 3D navigation. So you can click on here and then choose to your liking which one you like. So if you like SolidWorks style, you could choose SolidWorks. I like Blender style. I like to use Blender, so that's what I have chosen. And also in the dimension here, you can choose what kind of standard dimensions units you're gonna use for your design and drawing. So I leave it to the standard, which is millimeter kg. So and then here as well. So you don't have to worry about that one. So the first and the second thing you'll be doing is going to the edit menu and then going to the preference and go to the general tab, and then I've set the number of decimal places to 3. I would like to work in the 3 decimal places like a macrons level. So as a mechanical engineering background, I studied mechanical engineering, so that's what my preference. If you're a civil engineer, you might, the default is 2, so I guess 3 is a very good number for this software. And then here, and another thing I like, if I go to the display and then 3D view, you want to turn on anti-aliasing if you want, if you have a good graphics card, a moderate. So this software doesn't, it's not very heavy like unlike any other commercial or packages, CAD packages. So it doesn't require a lot of horsepower into your for your graphics card and also CPU. So you can boost up some of the settings, anti-aliasing. If your computer can handle 2, set it to 2. I set it to, I could even set it to 8, but I'm happy with 4. So anti-aliasing is like how the shape looks, and it doesn't have a jagged lines, like things like that. And other thing, you could change your light sources. I guess you don't change the UI in the navigation. You can choose the where the 3D cube navigation cube will be placed. I've set it to bottom left. I just prefer it doesn't. I just bottom left where the navigation cube, like left side, right side, that cube will be placed. Bottom left is a nice place, but you can. By default is top left, top right. So, and you can most of the stuff you can leave it here, but you can go to the sketch here and in the display. I guess in the general display, you can take this one extra. Always add external geometry as construction. So when we import something from the external, so it will be imported as a construction. And then here, I guess it's fine. I'm good. There's another one I would like to. So in the part design, in the shape view, you'd like to reduce these numbers if you want a nice graphics. I've set it to 1450. Default is a little bit higher, but I just like nice graphics, shape appearance, and and that's all. I guess that's all you can apply. And okay, that's all for the time being. Yeah, let's design something simply. Very. What is the approach? So you will be introduced with something like this. So as you can see, everything is empty here on the left. So that means I haven't opened any file or I haven't created any design yet. So all I have to go is a file new document, or I can just click in here. And then you can see now something is created, but it's still here on the left is empty because nothing is still in my new file. And as you can see, unnamed document is created here at the bottom, and then you can go to the start page. Yeah, so this is just the production page. And I can switch between, if I can, let's say I'm working on multiple documents, all will be coming up here. So it's very easy to switch between different documents in this software. Um, Even though the interface looks a little bit old school, but it's very convenient. And as you can see, I have the navigation cube here at the bottom left. And I forgot to show you something here for the navigation cube. You can check this one. I like that. Enable spinning animations. So when we change to the, let's say, top, it will be animated nicely. So I can, since I'm using Blender, I could use middle mouse button or scroll button to rotate my view. As you can see, the cube is also rotating. I can choose front in the view. This is the viewport where the 3D drawing will be created. So if you're creating, let's say I'm working on 3D mechanical design. So what I have to do, there are different workbenches available. So a workbench is something, it provides tools for you to kind of like you can think of different garages or different labs where you'll find different tools available. So workbench is like kind of a lab. So each workbench has different tools available to you to work on your project. So you can switch between different workbenches, go into different labs, workshops to work on your part or to work on your design. You can bring that part to different workshops on different workbenches. So here, or labs. So here you can find, if you click in here, you can find all the different workbenches available. By default, there are a number of workbenches available. You can add new workbenches as well. That's the beauty of FreeCAD. And if you go to the tools and add on manager, it will connect to the internet and it will show you all the workbenches, extra additional workbenches available for you to download and install. So here you can search, you can see all the, this is still loading. So here, once it's loaded, I can search in the search box. You can see the curve. I'm searching curve here. So curves workbench, I have installed that one. That is a very important workbench if you're working with curves or with organic shapes, or it's kind of like a surface workbench in FreeCAD. Surface workbench, surface module. So surface. So in SolidWorks, it's called module, I guess, instead of. So curves workbench is a nice one. It's not installed by default. You just have to install it. So going to tools and items. Anyway, it's available here. As you can see, I have added a few other workbenches like a curved shape and silk. So this, as I said, these workbenches allows you to work on your own design, and they available. They give you different tools to work on your part. So very nice workbench. Is part design workbench. It's a mechanical workbench to work on a mechanical solid parts mostly. So we're gonna use part design workbench. So I'm inside that workbench. Click on that. So I want to create a body first. So that's how it works. You want to use, so these are the tools available in this workbench or in this workshop provided by Part Design. These are the tools available. So to use any of these tools, you have to create a new body, and this is what is shown here. You can start part on your body, or you can just click in here. Now, as I clicked on that one in my project, so this is why the project tree is like what my project has. Now my project is not named, is unnamed. I can go to right click. Oh, because I haven't saved this. Let's save it first. Or it can be, so you can save it, but it's okay. I don't save. So inside my project, you can see I have a body that I just created, and then the body also has origin, and you can. It's a tree view basically. So everything encapsulated one inside another. So my body has origin. So at the moment, it's not shown here. I have selected body, and you can see it's a dartboard. That means it's selected in my project tree. And here, as I selected body, here is the properties of that body. So here is the black bottom. You have the properties. You have two types of properties. One is view properties, and the other one is the data properties. The view defines how the thing will be viewed inside the view, which is related to how to visualize that thing inside this view area, right? Like so all this can be changed for the body, right? All these properties, transparency, like you may be familiar with bounding box, and then showing the tree, and that's it. The data properties related to how that body, what kind of data is containing, right? It could be geometry data, any data related to. You can see here is the level for the. I can change the level. I would say round part. As you can see, I changed the level. I just click on that property, the data property. So it's changed here. So data is the showing the. So these are the properties view and data for the thing is selecting the tree, project tree. And still haven't done, don't have anything. And you can see the eye here. That means it's visible. So inside the body or round part, I have another thing which is not visible because the eye is kind of, can make it visible just pressing a space bar. It's not visible. You can see that again. If you press the space bar again, is hidden. It means you can just simply click on the eye as well to switch between switch the visibility basically. So what is origin? So it's basically showing the origin. So origin has So origin, I can open up origin as well. What's inside? It has different axes. You can see x-axis, y-axis, and it's also visible here in the view now. It has an origin, it has a yz plane, xz plane, and xy plane. So that's what origin is. So it's inside the round part now. I can click on this one to hide and show. So every body you create will have its own origin and own planes and standard planes and own standard axis and also origin. So now I double click on the body for again and it becomes dark bold again. That means I've selected the body. You have to double click to select the body to work on. And that's how. And also you can see this is the document which is still um, doesn't have a name because I've saved it yet. So this is the document. Inside the document I have a body. And the document, if you look at the properties of the document here, and it has some data properties you can set created by, you can say, you can change this and it will be saved in the file. Company XYZ, you can say, in the comment, and the creation date, of course, it automatically set file name. It doesn't have a file name because we haven't saved. ID level, you cannot change the level, it's related to file name. License, all right. So these are the view as well. You can change the view of that document right here, just like the body. So you can see the dartboard. The body is dartboard. The document is dartboard. That means it's selected now. So now let's build something. So I'm inside the body. What I can do? I'm gonna create a sketch, and I will gonna extrude the sketch to create a solid. Right. So I'm inside the body. I can use the sketch tool here. New sketch. While I'm inside the body, right? And then now, as soon as I click that, this comes up. That means it's asking me on which plane I can draw that sketch. So I can select, can see here the navigation cube of which plane, right? I can just click on the top and then click on this one, fit all view. So fit everything within the view. Or I can choose from here. So top seems like X, Y. So I can choose from here where the sketch will be drawn, right? A sketch is a sketch, right? XY. I can select from here and it's selected here. You can see. Or I can select any sketch. Let's do XY and OK. Now you can see as soon as I click that, this has changed. The available tools are now different, and also the workbench is now a SketchUp workbench because there's a different workbench to work on the sketch. So it gives you lines tool, circle tool, arc tool, and things like that. So it's different from part design workbench. And as you can see, the designed project tree, a new sketch file, a new sketch item is created, which is not selected. We can select that one. Now I'm inside the sketch. You can see because I'm in the SketchUp workbench, and also you can see here this first button is on the toolbar is leave a sketch. So I'm gonna, if I done with the sketch, I'm gonna click on that one, leave a sketch. So exit the sketch after. So here on the right, you can see what it shows the list of items I'm working on with the sketch. So let's draw a rectangle. I can use the rectangle tool, and you can see here as soon as I click on the rectangle tool, my mouse cursor has changed, right? And then it's giving also on the right panel here. I have some options to choose from, whether my rectangle will have rounded corners or not, or it will have a frame or not. You can check this and create a new rectangle. So I'm still the rectangle tool. If I want to cancel, I just press escape key on the keyboard. Now my cursor back to normal. So you can see the empty sketch. That means my sketch doesn't have anything inside here. So let's create a rectangle here. And, these are the axes, right? I'm inside the top view. So this is the green one is, I suppose, y-axis, and x1 is x-axis. And you can see here little lines here as well, X and Y. And as soon as I hover my mouse on the y-axis, you can see the cursor changes. It's now showing something round and dot. That means my drawing is gonna connect to that y-axis. But as soon as I again come to x-axis, it also changes the cursor. You can see the round and dot, arc and dot. But if I move away, so there's nothing. So you have to be mindful. So when you're drawing a sketch, whether it's you want to connect your sketch to something else or not some other elements. So it's very important if you observe the mouse cursor in this software and then work. So I'm gonna, this is the origin, you can see. As soon as I go to the origin, it has a cross and the dot. That means I'm coincident with the origin. So I'm gonna click on here. So my rectangle is coincident. The one point of the rectangle coincident with the origin, and the as now I'm moving the cursor, I can define the dimension for my um, uh, for my rectangle. And if I use tab key, I can simply click on the view to define the endpoint of this rectangle. You can see that showing the how the rectangle would look like. Or I can use the tab key to define the dimensions, and you can see I'm switching between the horizontal and vertical dimension. Let's say vertical, I want to set it. So this is not fixed. I'm not fixing the dimension, I'm just defining it. I'll show you how to fix it. So let's say vertically, I want to go 40 millimeter. So I can use the delete key. It looks like it's going out of the view. Just click on here, 40 millimeter, and just click on here. It goes out of the view, and just use shift key. Seems like this is kind of the problem. You will see I pressed the escape key to cancel. So what happened? Because as I zoomed in so much or zoomed out so much, you cannot contain. So this kind of problem you will face. So clicking on the rectangle again at the origin coincident, and as soon as the cursor changes, I click, and then and as you can see now within the view, and then it's showing in the millimeter. So let's set this to 40 millimeter or 100, and this one 150. And I can click or just enter. Now a rectangle is created, and also the dimensions are set because I use that tool. Let's say these are the dimensions, and I cannot change the shape anymore. If I drag the rectangle sides, see it doesn't change. If I drag the points of the rectangle, because these are the dimensions which are set already. I can double click on the dimensions and change it, and it's changed. Or I can click on the dimension and delete to delete. Now as I delete it, I can see the change the dimension uh, by clicking and dragging the mouse. So the other tool I want to use is the smart dimension tool here. So I can set, click on the side, and then this is just still hovering, and then click it 200 and is set. And then the whole rectangle is now green color. That means it's fully constrained. And on the right panel, you can see I have four sides for this rectangle. As soon as you select the elements from here, it will be shown in the view, and as a blue line. And these are the constraints I have for this rectangle. So it's coincident with the origin, and then it's also, so that's fine. So if I want to leave the sketch now, just one rectangle is fine. I can click in here, leave a sketch, or I can click on the close. You can see a large what is the view. In the project tree, I have a sketch now, which is visible and which is inside the body. I can select on the sketch. Let's zoom to fit with this on fit out so that the sketch is visible in the view. In the origin, let's hide the origin. This is the sketch I have. When I extrude the sketch, it's very easy to extrude. Um, just use the pad tool. Now, if you notice, I'm again inside the part design workbench because I'm not editing the sketch. So sometimes it will switch to the desired workbench automatically. If you right click on the sketch, I can edit the sketch again, and I'm inside the sketch of workbench again, or I can leave it from here. I'm going back to part design workbench. While selecting the sketch, I can use the pad tool to extrude the sketch. It has to be fully closed and closed. The sketch, just like in any other CAD software, can't have an opening. Just select the pad tool. Now you can see. So let's switch to the isometric view. Click on that. Or if you press 0 on the keyboard, it will also sorry, isometric view. So I mean, and the view now is showing a preview of the extrusion. Right? The length is, you can see on the right panel. So any operation you do will show up here on the right panel. So I can drag the red gimbal or whatever it is. So change the dimension. You can see on the right panel is changing. Or I can just right away enter here. Let's give it 20. And also I can give it a taper angle if I like. So kind of drafting, right? Giving it a draft, or 1 degree draft or 2 degree draft. I would like a 3 degree draft, for example, inside. It's an outside draft. Looks like if you click on here from the front side, yeah, the draft is going outwards. I can give it a negative draft here. So it goes inward. The front view is very, again, if I want to go back to the isometric view, I can click on here. So this is still a preview. And then you can choose extrusion sides, like it one sided is only going in one direction, or you can what kind of extrusion. So it's a dimension extrusion or other type of extrusion, or you can choose the reverse, which direction. There's a reverse direction in that axis or not. A sketch normal direction, and press OK. Now you can see the extrusion is complete and the solid body is created. And in the project tree, I can find the pad, the operation we did, which is here now. You can, in the data tag properties, you can give it a name. Let's say, if it's, let's say body offline. So, but this is a pad, and you can see, you can change the settings as well of that operation. As soon as you go to the data, all the settings are available. So this is very convenient compared to other, like a SolidWorks, where you have to go to the right click and then edit that properties or that feature. In SolidWorks, they call it feature. Here they call it, yeah, this is a operation you did, and it came up here as a project element, or you can edit it, right click and edit, and then change the properties, or you can directly change the properties here in the data properties or view properties. So it's very easy in this software. Let's say side one ready. Now you can see immediately it's changed, and then offset, and then up to shape and all that. So all the settings are available here for that. Even the settings which are not available in the edit pad. So here you will not find all the settings, but if you come to the project tree and then properties, you will find all the settings related to that operation or that feature. I mean, still you don't have to double click, because any operation you don't have to double click, but any body you have to double click to activate it. You can see the bolt for that body. So now this is the body, okay, and so you can see, open up the body and you can see it has one sketch. So that feature, that operation depends on this sketch. I can open up that sketch and right click and edit a sketch again to do any changes. Or like, let's say I want to change this side to the fillet. So I'm going to select this side and then select this side. Let's see if they have a fillet tool here. You cannot find all the tools in the toolbar. Just go to the menu. Every workbench has its own menu. So sketch, geometries, and here, I have sketcher tools, fillet. I do have fillet. So fillet, as soon as I click on that one, so I can, my cursor has changed. I can see, this is important in FreeCAD. Sometimes it's not very visible in the. As soon as I hover mouse on this side, it gets darker. Notice those things. It's very carefully. Unless it changes the appearance, don't click it. Assuming so, you have to be. So this is why many people who are coming from SolidWorks, because SolidWorks has some kind of smart correction they do, but here you have to be very careful when you're clicking. So cursor is not changing, but the side has changed color, darker. It got darker. Now I can click, and it has selected now. And again, coming back here, it got darker as soon as I move close. And then that's it. I just applied the fillet, and you can right click or escape key to exit that operation. So this is the fillet. I can use the smart dimension tool here to set a dimension. Just hover the mouse over and then click on, and just click again, and then this will show up. Let's say 40, and then right click again to. So this is where this software is very good. To exit operation, just right click. In SolidWorks, I guess you can't do that. You just have to press the escape key or some other way. I don't. Anyway, so this is good. It's a fully closed sketch, and I can see here I have what I have here for this sketch. It has a point. I don't know which point it is. But you can see the color of that point is a different color. That means it's a construction geometry. So it's not going to interfere with my sketch or shape. If I close it, now you can see immediately. That's what I mean by parametric design. I mean, people mean by parametric design. My solid has changed. My extrusion based on the sketch I just changed, and then it's working fine. You can easily do changes, and it's still. If I go to the front view, let's rotate this view. And you can see I still have that draft applied to it. So all the settings are preserved, and you can see the sketch here. It's not visible. That's it's automatically hidden because you can make it visible by and space bar, and you can see that it's now visible as a blue color. Or I can make the body right click on the body and then toggle transparency. I can make the body transparent, and you can see the sketch is where the sketch is. It's very useful sometimes. And right click and then toggle transparency again. Oh, what I okay, that's fine. And I can hide the sketch if I want to. Spacebar. And inside the body, yeah. So each so it has. So this is the project. So in a FreeCAD, everything is a tree, one inside another. So it's not linear design model like a linear project tree. It's more a tree type tree, like a actual tree. So that's what the difference you'll find if you're coming from SolidWorks. It's not a linear tree. I can have body inside pad inside pad. It doesn't go down, so I can have another level of body inside that body. You will see that when you working with multiple workbenches, especially. But if you stay in the same workbench using the tools from the same workbench, maybe it's linear. But as soon as you start changing from one workbench and using features from one workbench, using the body from one workbench to the another, it's gonna be more like encapsulation. So that's the difference you'll find. Let's say I want to apply a chamfer on this edge. Just click on that. So it's part of the body. As soon as you click on that, you can see selected here. The body is selected. Now body is not selected. As soon as I select on that edge, you can see the body also has selected. So that's how you know it's part of that body. You could have multiple bodies, by the way. I can click on the document and then just create a new body. So that's how it works. So every body I can do several operations. As soon as you click on here, you can available operations I can do on that easily. I can use the fillet, I can use the chamfer, but these are also available here. Let's use chamfer on that edge. Again, for that operation, you can see the options available here. I can drag the gimbal to define the dimensions of that chamfer. And another thing you will notice, as soon as I go to the dimension matches the height or So what happening here? So in SolidWorks, I can have a chamfer bigger than this edge, right? So we have a extrusion which is I guess 30, less than 30. Let's cancel this chamfer. We go here. So we have extrusion of 30, and on this edge, I'm trying to create a chamfer more than 30. You can't create that in FreeCAD. So you have to think about some other methods. So why this is happening with FreeCAD? Because edges are very important in FreeCAD. So as soon as this chamfer is created, this edge will be created, and this edge will be created. So because this edge is going to touch this edge, kind of intersecting, right? So that's why you cannot create a chamfer bigger than, because this edge is touching. So I can have always less, so which makes sense, because in the real world you can't really. So you're working on a solid, you can't really, yeah. So when you're working with FreeCAD, think about in the real world whether doing that kind of operation is going to be hard or not. If it's going to be hard, that means it cannot be done in FreeCAD. So FreeCAD is kind of a good example of real world operations. So if I want to chip off this material to create these corners, the sharp corner, to create that chamfer, how much I can chip off? Like I cannot. So going beyond that edge is gonna be very hard job physically, but less than that it's gonna be easy. So, but I'm gonna show you how to do it anyway. So you just have to think about a different process. So here, let's set it to 10. Yeah, 10 is a good number, I guess. Okay, and you can see a chamfer element is created and my body is hidden now. Why it's like that? So this is the different. This is why FreeCAD is different from SolidWorks. So it only shows the last process or last operation you did, and the outcome of the operation is encapsulated. So chamfer is not just chamfer. This part is the whole body. The the operation of the chamfer resulted in the outcome of this body. So that's why chamfer is shown as the whole body. I can I can hide the chamfer and the whole body is vanished. That means I can switch back to the body and then show that. So the body created that extrusion. So that's the outcome. I can also show the chamfer outcome. So you can actually, so as soon as you select one, the other one is hidden automatically. But in some instances, you can show both outcome. So in the chamfer, it doesn't have a sketch, and you can change the properties here as well, as usual. Very easy. Whether equal distance, chamfer type, to distance, distance and angle, flip direction, edge, already fine, yes. And then view, even the view, yeah, as well. So the outcome of the chamfer is this from the body. I can go back to the body, just right click and then set tip. Now I am in the body. Anything I do now after this will in the project tree will the chamfer will take that into consideration when you set the tip. So let's say I wanna let's say give a this edge a fillet no chamfer, let's say. Let's see if it works. So as soon as you select that, you'll see the whole thing is selected, because you can't simply do that one in real world. It will create invalid shape, kind of. So that's how. See, it has to sweep all the way along. So here in this that operation, you can see this edge is selected, and you can select other edge as well, and it will come into that list. The face is no, I don't want that, so let's remove that. Or I can remove everything. And again, select button, I can select this one. So select, you can see the purple showing the expected result. So I can, let's say 6 is okay. And you can see here what happened. After the body, this new chamfer is created, and there's the outcome. The old chamfer comes after that because we have set the body to the tip of the operation. And the reason this chamfer is failing because now it doesn't know which body to work on. It could not find the old body, which was the body, right? So we can go to the edit chamfer. You see, it's expecting that edge, but it doesn't. This edge doesn't exist. So we just have to remove that. Let's say select. Why it's not visible? Because we are in this edge of body, not the new chamfer. So we have to set the tip there, and also now you can see that chamfer is applied. So this is very parametric. You can go back to the project and do some other changes, and still your original later operations. So this chamfer body contains this, the whole body. It's not just the chamfer. So that's all. Like I said, I want to do a bigger chamfer than this. So how you go about? It's very easy. We just create a sketch on this. Let's create a new sketch. So we're gonna remove material from that side to create that bigger chamfer. Create a new sketch, and it has that temper. So I want this point to be imported so I know I can define the chamfer. So you can use this external projection tool, which will import that point. You just have to roughly click it. The cursor will not change. And as soon as you click, you see a point is imported, and here, and I click to. So now I know I have a point to work on. I can use the line tool, and then you can see the cursor should change coincident cross. Click, and then I want to create a vertical line, and again cursor should change coincident. I want to create, let's say roughly here, right click. Just selecting, while selecting this line, let's give it a horizontal constraint. You can click on that one. So this also already has vertical constraint. You can see the constraint sign here. So these two lines which are created here, you can select multiple by shift from here, and I want to make it. No, that's fine. Construction line. Let's make it construction line. You can toggle make it construction line by click on that. You can see dash line is a construction line now. I'm gonna create another line, and then you can see here now. You can see that arc and then dot. That means that first point of that line will be, yeah, will be on that line. Again, again, same cursor changed to arc and dot. You can see that can drag, and then it just stays on that line. That's what we want. Now I'm gonna define the size of this dimension. Click on that point, and it automatically selects the x horizontal axis. Now body. Click on this point. Say for temper, so body by body. So in case I just have to go the other way around. So I can delete it. Actually delete it. This is not needed. Again, on this line, I create a horizontal line, and then again, coincident from this point, and you can see the cursor falling on that line. And selecting this one, vertical constraint is already has horizontal constraint. So these are, let's turn these lines while pressing the control, selecting length of selecting. Working on that. Now I'm gonna create a line from this. So make sure it's coincident cross and dot, and then again coincident here as well. I have that. I can turn this one into normal geometry by click on that. So it's and also I can turn this one. So all I have click on this point and click on this point. Let's say this one coincident. But say, see, this is not working. Sometimes it will not. Some constraints will not work. You just have to delete from here the last constraint. So it cannot be constrained. So in that case, I just create a new line from here. Here, so new line is created there. So I will yeah, we'll turn this into, I don't know, and turn this line into, actually this line need it. I can select that line and delete, just like that. And let's select this line and then toggle to normal geometry and then create a line because coincident to this point, coincident to this point. And let's turn this line to construction geometry. So this line is not needed because we can define this based on this. So we can select that line and then delete. So what we have to do here, use the smart dimension, select this side and then 40, okay. And again, this is not needed. You can select that line and delete. And you can see this one, you see what is this one, and which has 40 constraint. That's good. This is, so I think this is enough. And also we can delete this one, construction line. So this one, let's make it vertical. And as soon as I made it vertical, you can see it all changed to the green color. That means it's fully constrained. And I can exit the sketch now. Now you can see how what I'm trying to achieve here, kind of like a chamfer, which is more than 30, which is the otherwise. Now I'm gonna cut from this side, right? So I'm gonna selected the sketch. I'm gonna use the pocket tool, which is for cutting material from the solid. While inside the part is shown. What part I can use the drag is to cut how far I wanna go. Oh, the dimension I'll set it to true also. It's gonna cut everything and click OK. Now, as you can see, I have achieved the chamfer result, which is greater than the. So that's all for today. I guess I can, as you understand, this pocket is, which is just the remove, is contains is the final outcome of the body, and that's what is shows on. And in the project tree, you can see the, and you can just sketch the pocket. Select the sketch. That's all for today. I guess you know how this works. So far, so good. So thanks for watching this video. I'll come up with new ideas or new videos. So this is an introduction video to FreeCAD. Please subscribe to my channel. Until next time, bye bye.